Hello everyone. In this lecture series, we are going to study about pressure transducer. The main topic include is what is the working of pressure transducer and the parts of pressure transducer and types of pressure transducers. Coming to the basic theory of pressure transducer, a pressure transducer is a device which converts an applied pressure into measurable electrical signal, which is linear and proportional to the applied pressure. And the pressure transducer consists of mainly two parts. First one is elastic material, which will be deformed when exposed to a pressurized medium. It is also called diaphragm. And the electrical device which detect the deformation and convert into a usable electrical signal. That is the diaphragm, the elastic material that we used in pressure transducer is called diaphragm. It can be formed into many different shapes and sizes depending upon the sensing principle and range of pressures to be measured. And this often involves a diaphragm combined with an electrical device that uses resistive, capacitive, or inductive principle in the operation. And there are mainly three types of pressure transducer using this principle. Either it may be a resistive pressure transducer or capacitive pressure transducer or inductive pressure transducer based on the principle. Now we will discuss each one in detail. First one is resistive pressure transducer. It is also called strain gauge. That is a resistive pressure transducer that has a strain gauge bonded to the surface of non-media connected the side of the diaphragm, so that any change in the pressure will cause the momentary deformation and the elastic material, that resulting in a change of resistance of strain gauge, that is converted into a usable electrical signal. That is, this is the diagram of the pressure transducer, resistive pressure transducer. The diaphragm is just like that. On that we mounted our strain gauge. The green color is strain gauge. On the diaphragm we are placing our strain gauge. If any pressure is applied, then the diaphragm shape is changed due to the applied pressure. At that time, the resistance in the strain gauge is changed and the value is given to an electrical signal. This is the basic principle of resistive pressure transducer. We have a diaphragm and on that we place our strain gauge. By applying the pressure, we can change the diaphragm and also change the resistance of our strain gauge. Now, coming to the second, capacitive pressure transducer. That is, a variable capacitor pressure transducer has capacitive plates. That is, first one is a diaphragm and another one is a fixed one. When an applied pressure is applied on the diaphragm, the capacitance is changed and capacitance in the narrow gap is changed. That is between the two plates, which varies a capacitance, that is delta C. This change in capacitance is then converted into usable signal. That is, here we have mainly two plates. First one is fixed and another one is movable. And if we apply a pressure on it, then at that time the diaphragm will change. That is, distance between the plates of capacitor is changed due to this change in capacitance occur. This will convert it into usable electrical signal. And the third one is inductive pressure transducer. In the case of inductive pressure transducer, which uses the basic principle of inductance to convert the flexing a diaphragm into linear movement of paramagnetic pole. That is, the moment of core is used to vary the induced current generated by the AC powered primary coil or another secondary coil is picked by the coil. And if this change in inductance is then converted into usable signal for the user. That is, we are converting the flexing of a diaphragm into linear movement of the paramagnetic core in the case of inductive pressure transducer. And these are the main types of pressure transducer based on the diaphragm. That is, diaphragm is an elastic material and it often include the combined with the electrical device which uses either resistive, capacitive or inductive principle. Based on that, we have mainly three types of pressure transducer. First one is pressure transducer, and second one is capacitive pressure transducer, and third one is inductive pressure transducer. These are the main types of pressure transducer. Thank you.